Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Frame by Frame Uncut Podcast. My name is Chawana ChristkLyk. I am joined by Besta, and I have a special guest in the building. We're going to do intros. I'm going to let Besta take this away. Tell us who's on the podcast with us today.
On the podcast today, we have a very, very brilliant filmmaker, a creative. His name is Harley Lee Mwewa, HL. How do you pronounce? Manem Plavan?
Manem Plavan.
Brilliant.
Is that Russian?
No, it's Indian.
Oh, it sounds...
No, it's
What does it
Indian.
mean?
It's a name.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a name. It's a family name though.
Oh,
Yeah.
very cool. Brilliant.
So even when you go on social media, on my account, you're going to see like my brothers, and it's just about 5 of us with that name.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself, sir.
I wouldn't say I'm a passionate filmmaker. I'm that person who can actually start from an idea all the way to screen. So initially, I can think of a story, I can write, I can produce, I can direct, I can act. I started as an actor though, before I became, started as an actor, then I'm an editor. Okay, I do basically everything.
But where do you draw the line between you giving yourself that role on a set and giving somebody else?
Film is visual storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And also there's a way you want to see the film come out. So I would say, okay, I'm not going to do this job. It's like most of my sets. I'm always the DOP, but I just do the work of a DOP and I let my ACs do the actual job because I have to direct if I'm the director. So I will be directing, then I do the DOP. Because I will just do whatever it takes for me just to have my ACs or camera operators do their job while I concentrate on directing, on performance. So I always do my thing. I plan. After planning, I let each and everyone do what they're supposed to do on set. If I'm directing, I will stick there. I'll have my ACs do their job. The sound person also doing whatever they have to do. Like, it's a whole full set.
Okay, but I want to ask why. Is it like you feel like there's nobody else you can trust to handle that for you? Or
being a person from a film school, I would say, being a person from a film school, there are things that we have to make sure, because personally, I don't like blaming others on my failures. It's better when we win. But losing, I should blame myself, because if I didn't, like for example, we are filming, then we have a good picture quality, but the sound is pathetic. So I shouldn't blame the person who was standing on the sound part. Why? Because as a visionary, as a person with a vision, I'm supposed to monitor that before anything else.
But
I believe...
But sorry to hold you, I disagree, because now if you're saying you blame yourself, you didn't get a sound guy that you trust, because how are you going to monitor sound, direct, and DOP? So when the sound goes terribly, after you've done all you monitored everything, but sound still comes out poor, it's the sound guy now we're blaming, because you did your part when you checked. You get what I mean?
If you do your part, I will say this, on set, there's one person who takes up the blame. It's like when we go to watch a movie, the first thing will be like, who directed this? You see what I mean? So there's one specific person. It's like this was the overall boss or the overall face on that production. That's why you always run to mention who did what on that set before you even start picking up now pieces. Yeah, I know the sound was very bad. Who directed this? That's the first thing. No, you didn't do good on sound. But that's not the person who was handling sound. He might have whatever that it takes to make sure the sound is okay. But at some point, somebody might be distracted or whatever,
I think this is Besta's point. Sorry again. He's trying to say a team that you trust. His question was then, do you not have people that you trust to say, I've overseen, but take it up now?
Here's how I'm going to answer you, all right?
Mm-hmm.
If you ever come across an experienced driver having an accident,
Yes.
so does that answer your question?
Partially.
Partially.
Now, his question is: do you have people that you can trust?
You
Because
can.
seem to want to
I
oversee
have
everything.
people I trust. I have people I trust.
You do have
And
people.
most of the people that I work with, they are like I've trained them myself.
Okay.
So I trust them. Even when I plan everything, I let them do what they have to do. I trust the shot which is coming from whoever. If it's Kayo, if it's Dairos, if it's Skulo, I know, okay, I'm getting a good shot that time.
Okay.
My mind is already off. I'm focusing on performance.
Yeah.
If I put somebody else to sound, I trust that person, but I just have to make sure. Because all I know, no matter how experienced you can be, there's always a technical problem.
Yeah, true. So now talking about the film business as a producer now, what would you, I think you said something earlier about filmmakers and marketers.
Yes.
Yes. Can we talk about that?
Yeah,
The differences, you know. How best can we, because in the speech,
The speech.
in the speech and the opening nights of the film festival.
You're just
the short
good
film
at
festival.
producing. So you've spoken a lot about we're producing the picture, the sound, the team, the directing, the performance. Let's talk now the selling, which we are not
The
doing
selling.
well, apparently.
I was there at the short film festival. I was there when the PS, Minister of Sports, Youth and Arts. Let's talk about it. It's there. It's there.
Yeah,
Let's talk
yeah.
about
Yes,
it.
I
This
was
is uncut.
recording.
Okay, so the PS mentioned, I think he actually emphasized on that point. I was in the front line.
Yeah,
I was there.
I was there.
So he made sure he mentioned and repeated himself to say, you make a film, you premiere, you make another film. You see what I mean? So like you just do film, after premiere, you go back to
Do another film, another premiere.
So there's no the other side of making money out of a film. Okay, I think it's just that some of us didn't have an opportunity to
talk back, to
talk
rebuttal.
back or to, and
This
I've
is
tried
the
by all
opportunity.
means.
This is the opportunity.
I've tried by all means to stay away from these things because I was actually at some point I was named a politician because of I was trying by all means to make people understand certain things, but no, you talk too much. It's not about talking too much. Sometimes it's about calling a spade a spade. So, oh, no, this is supposed to be like this. This is what I mean. Because if, for example, somebody says, like the way he said, you make a film, premiere, then you go back again on set to make another film. So what happens to the
previous film.
the previous film? Okay, the question that would come in is, in Zambia, do we have a film industry, inverted commas? Do we have an industry?
That's the question I was coming
Let's
to ask
go.
you.
No, let him.
That's
let
the
him
question that we need to ask.
Okay.
Do we have an industry?
Yes.
2 questions. Somebody has attacked me before, would say, no, we have an industry because distribution, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, okay.
So before we proceed, you're saying there is no industry.
There's
Before
no
we-
industry.
That's what you're saying.
We don't
no
have.
film
Okay.
industry.
I want you to back
We don't
up
have
then.
a film
There is
industry. We don't.
Okay.
Because-
what makes you say this?
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked that person who
Who
asked
does
me that question to say, why do you say so?
Yes.
Because we know about distribution. I said, okay, here are 2 questions that you need to ask me. Or you need to answer. 1, if you have an industry,
Yes.
what do you call it?
What? The film industry.
Yeah, how do you go? There's Nollywood, there's Bongo, there's the Hollywood, there's Bollywood, there's like the Nollywood. There should be a name. I think at some point when Uncle Lawrence Thompson was premiering the can they see us? The president asked a simple question. Huh? It's like the president asked the filmmakers to give a name to their industry.
Okay.
Up to today, I can ask the two of you, how do you call your industry?
So firstly, I'm gonna jump in. I think it's not about. Let's use definitions of an industry. What is the definition of an industry? Before we go to names.
No, because
you could have a child that doesn't have a name.
No,
but they're a baby. They don't see as being a baby.
No, before I answer the definition.
Okay, there's no name. Okay,
listen,
let's go there. There's no name.
The definition of
industry.
the film industry. You people who are saying there is.
Yes.
You should actually convince me to say no, there is, because the film industry or the industry says A, B, C.
Yes,
D.
that's actually what I want to do. That's what I'm here. I actually want to.
Okay.
Because I'm on the opposite side of you.
But I've asked one simple question first.
So there's no name. Okay,
there's no name.
There's no name.
Okay.
Yes.
Second question. What regulations do we have, like for example, a standard pay for an actor? Do we have that?
Okay, so that we don't have that, but we have a policy that is promising to now tackle these things.
So we don't have.
So there's a policy in place.
The policy is in. Let's talk about realistic things. This is where we mess up, because we think, there's a way I call certain things. There's what I call political language. The political language is always on paper and lips. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. I can come at a certain community. Maybe I can go to Chawama, for example. I visit a certain house. I get 5 people there. I'm like, I know you're suffering, huh? Okay, here's 50 kwacha, 100 kwacha. Then I go on social media and say, I visited Chawama and I helped people in Chawama. I can have those 3, 4, 5 people talk on camera. But the message which is going to go out there is what? This guy helped Chawama people. Not so.
But
that's the political language. So if something is still in a pipeline, consider it not actually there until it comes
that's not correct.
into.
So do you pay taxes from the said industry?
Not from the
definition
industry.
of an industry in
Listen,
film, right, is something you can produce.
The tax that I pay, I own a production company, right?
Yes.
This production company doesn't just do film, because I don't make money from film. I make money from my marketing side of it, because I do commercials, documentaries, and other stuff. So this is where I make my money from. I don't make money from film.
But commercials don't fall under film?
How is it film?
Well, the process of it, when you run with
you should balance
process.
Film and media. You should balance. Try to weigh them. Put them on a scale. It's like, for example, I was talking to somebody, trying to understand the tasks or the duty of National Association of Media Arts, which is NAMA. Mm-hmm. Okay, NAMA stands for who?
For the arts.
For the arts. Media. That means all these other guys are under there. Mm-hmm. So for me, NAMA is supposed to be the umbrella that is covering media arts. So all these so-called media arts, all these artistic works are supposed to be under this. But when you put NAMA here, then you have NATAS, you have COAS, you have what. Okay, so if you have all these things, then there's NAMA here. NAMA is actually talking to who or representing who? Only film, or even, maybe these other guys in the artistic world.
Here's the problem that I'm seeing. I think it's an underdeveloped industry. The challenges that you're mentioning, very true, by the way. But you're speaking of an underdeveloped system. But it's a system regardless, correct? I'll give an example again of a child that can't walk yet, that can't speak yet. Do they cease to be a child because they're not developed yet?
Okay.
Because
Can you answer that? Can you answer that for me? Do they cease? Because what you're doing now is saying there's no industry, but you're trying to grow what? You're making policies for what?
Okay, this is how I like responding to questions.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that I was a serious Christian. So
Was.
Yes.
It was.
Because I
Okay.
loved the way
Yes,
they
yes.
portrayed Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Jesus Christ never used to answer directly to your question and say 1 + 1, 2. No.
Yeah, no, he'll give you a.
He'll give you, so that
A
when you
scenario.
understand that when you answer, you
Which
answer
was
yourself.
equal, okay.
I love that fact.
Let's go.
This is how, no wonder I gave you that to say, okay, an experienced driver, because I wanted you to
But
understand
you know what?
one thing.
Funny thing, you know what you've done? You've run away from mine. You gave me
No,
the
no, no,
driver,
no.
and I said
I'm-
yes.
I'm coming
The
back to
child.
you.
Let's go with the child. Yes.
Yeah, you said if
If
the
a child is
child,
underdeveloped, can't speak, can't walk yet, do they cease to be a child?
what name do you give a child before it is born?
What do you mean? It's a
Infant.
fetus before. It's a fetus. Is
Okay, does it carry the he or she?
Yes, when it gets a sex, when you check.
No.
on the
When,
ultrasound.
when it's underdeveloped, like it's inside.
It's a fetus before it gets a gender.
So unless it's come to be,
Mhm.
that's when you give it that he or she.
Mhm.
So that answers your question to say if something is in the process, you don't count it as done, because even that baby you're talking
That's
about,
not what I said.
it's there.
Back me. Did I say it? I said it's underdeveloped. It's a fetus, correct?
It's underdeveloped, so
Yeah,
you can't
but
call
it's
it
called something.
You can't call it an industry yet. It should have another name
So
before it
regardless-
becomes
no.
an industry.
Regardless, are you saying whether it has those characteristics of an industry or not? The fact that it still hasn't gotten other
Is
things.
it? Yeah.
Just please read this out loud for me. On the definition of an industry. No, I wanted to him himself.
No, I
You
want
said
to listen.
Jesus.
I want to
Jesus
listen.
would.
I want to listen.
So,
So
it
an
should come
industry
through.
is a group of companies or organizations that produce similar products or services and represent a specific sector of the economy. I
So
should go on.
already there's a
So
sector.
key aspects of the industry: economic activity, production,
Production.
transformation, and a scope. Yeah. Example of industries: manufacturing, service, resource extraction, and other.
Okay, so let's go back to
Okay.
the examples, huh?
This is characteristic.
Before we go there, because most of the people that ask me to say, okay, if we don't have an industry,
What do we have?
what do we have? We have a film making business. It's just a sector
Okay.
on its own, because there are things that are supposed to come with that industry, what is written there, which if you were to put the film there, you're going to find like there are pieces that are still missing that cannot make it an industry.
That's the underdevelopment, not the lack of. This is where we're getting it wrong.
No, okay,
So what you
we're
mentioned is
getting,
very correct. We have a lot of pieces missing.
we can't call it that because there are those pieces that are missing.
Okay, I think anyway.
So it's a film business.
It's a film business,
Yeah,
which you make money from.
because
which
there
they
are
said
those that are
you
making
make
money
you
and those
produce.
that are not making money out of it.
So they've said
Because-
product.
Okay,
So
today as a
Yes.
filmmaker,
Yeah.
you went to a bank.
Okay.
Okay, as a filmmaker, you went to a bank to say, I've got a beautiful story, blah, 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 blah. I need funding for this bank. Can you get the deal?
It depends. You can't say no. It
No, no,
depends. You know what?
okay,
Because
okay. This
I've
one
had-
says
I've
no.
had,
I
I've
let me
had,
turn
I've
to
had
you.
funding of a small result from a bank because
Okay.
it tied to something they wanted to do as well in terms of marketing. So a no is you can't close out, say you will.
Okay,
not get.
now here's
We'll get.
the thing that you need to differentiate.
Mm.
There's something which is based on agenda and something which is actually something which you have to tell a story as a filmmaker. So if somebody comes today and say, I want to make sure people stop alcohol, they have their budget because it's something which they want to work on. They have their budget. So they will come to you as a filmmaker and say, oh, look, we've seen things that you've done, but we want you to write a script about stopping alcohol. Okay? So you as a filmmaker now, you're going to write that story because that money is coming with conditions. It's not the money that is going to... Yeah, I've been on different sets, even outside the country, where the funder gets to go through the script, tick things that they don't want to see.
Anyway, maybe let's not derail. I
No,
feel
we're not
this is good. I know it's taking it home, but maybe let's hone it in a bit more. Let's try to
Okay.
keep it in tandem with.
Okay, like here.
Yes. with the industry producing and non-producing and those factors that make or don't make it an industry. Maybe let's keep it to those. So you've never made any money from film at all?
No, at
Zero.
all. I haven't made any
Never
money.
premiered a film, no one bought a ticket to your film.
Here's one thing that you should understand when it comes to premieres. This is how we take a wrong picture out there when it comes to premieres. Here we can count how many cinemas do we have in Zambia, all right? Then when you premiere a movie, how many cinemas do we cover? Even just the setup itself of a premiere, paying for the venue, the red carpet thing, the marketing itself. You know, marketing involves a lot of money. You have to do what? You have to push this. You have to print whatever. You have, like, there's so much money involved in advertising to promote your premiere. Okay, there's that money which is involved, away from the production money. So when you go to the cinema, whatever the number of tickets that you're going to sell, the first thing that you should consider is how much did you spend on just organizing the premiere itself.
I was waiting for you to get that. But just because you made a loss does not mean there was not revenue.
No.
People
I'm
bought a
asking. I'm not
ticket,
talking
right?
about me first. I'm just
I
talking
asked if
generally.
you've made
like
from the cinema before.
No,
Have you ever made any money from any film? Or even
making of money. Is it? Are you talking about just the sales of a ticket or the profit?
Any revenue, not profit. That's why I said it's not even if you made a loss, but did somebody pay something?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So you have made money from it.
There's money that is made out of selling tickets. But it's not the money that somebody can brag about to say, no,
that's the difference.
Made this.
It's not about the heavy return. For me, even if it was a 2 quarter, you're not proud of it, but
it's okay.
Did you or did you? Have you never made money? Yes,
I've made money from that.
Exactly. That's why now we're getting somewhere.
Okay.
So there's revenue that you've tapped from this so-called nothing, right? Because according to you, there's no
business.
Industry. So you tap money from this, what?
The film business.
From the film business.
This is the business.
A business which is a group of what? What does the industry say? A group of what? Businesses that produce products and get a revenue. You see how the steps that you're throwing away quickly.
Okay. Let me ask you one.
No, but do you see them? I think let's get on that side.
Yeah.
Here are our steps.
No.
We've heard your steps, which I agree with. There's a lot of missing pieces, policies, things are loopholes. But you're missing the point of there's actually something you do produce. Why are you stepping over that to say no? There's no industry. Then what? The film business is what's producing the money.
Look. Here's one thing I'll emphasize on. There are things that comes with that word industry. Okay? Just for you to accept the fact that it's like today. Let me just put it in a clear picture. Like today, somebody comes from outside. Okay? They want to shoot a film. Who do they see?
The National Arts Council or whatever, or the governing bodies for.
Are you sure?
Are
you sure those that have done film here, or those that have filmed here, they've reached that office?
Actually, yeah, it is the political agenda. They have reached, but we didn't know that because there was a lot of upstairs talking. So what we should do is, let's in the comment section, let's battle it out on, do you think this is an industry or it's not? Because I feel like from here, there'll be back and forth. There's a block, yes. Because I believe different or he believes different. So this is actually part of why we need this, because now people need to understand the small intricate details of what makes what.
We need to bring Lanzi, because I think the 2 people, I did mention in Paweli's episode that I know about 2 people who believe that they don't have an industry, is yourself and Lanzi.
So the day they put all the structures, then now you
yes,
get
that's when we
hey, because we have a child here, we are able to name Uyu ni Chawana.
Okay, no.
We have a child.
Agreed to this.
Because you have a child here. This is Chawana, male or boy.
Okay. No, okay.
Or they.
Moving on. Him.
Oh, yeah, no,
Hey,
there's no they. Yay.
They, them.
No, don't go
Yeah,
there.
moving on. Moving on.
Okay, we agree to move on.
Yes,
sure.
Agree to move on.
Hey, what's the... Okay. You were at Summit, yeah? This year's Creative Summit.
Okay.
Creative
Industries
Summit.
Creative Industries Business
Yes,
Summit.
Yes. What were some of your key takeaways?
The main key takeaway that I took personally, is when there's what's his name again, Nali Shebo. Chawana Shebo.
Yeah.
There's a certain point that he raised which made a lot of sense. I'm like, oh, I think this is where we miss. Personally, that was my first takeaway. Then the second one is when
Can you
Mr.
raise that same point? Can you explain it?
Yeah, I'll
You asked
explain
the
it.
point, yeah.
So the second one was came from Sony Zulu. I think he was asked about
I think he emphasized on the use of Sani. Is it Sani Zulu?
no Sony.
Sony.
Yeah, he emphasized on Sony,
Son-
not in the Sony.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So when he spoke about proposals, that point there I think got me.
Yeah, because I remember.
Like, how do we write
spoke about-
proposals
Yeah.
to these banks as creatives? Why are we not taken seriously? Why don't we get funds as just for your own project, not an agenda-based project? Just for a project whereby they just buy into the idea. I think Besta, I think we are going to make money out of that project. How much do you want? Then he mentioned something else again when it came to the numbers. I don't want somebody coming to ask for a 50p. What? No. Can you talk about big numbers? Because they look at the overall thing. Obviously, they've been dealing.
Kupatikiza mundi capacity yari.
Yeah,
When they default on the loan.
Maybe you're asking,
When you default on the loan, again, you should have asked for within your range.
So
Banks are very funny.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Very funny.
Because for me, it was more of one of the key takeaways I had.
I just
Like,
for more.
oh,
More
okay.
pemper
So
more.
it's not about just asking about more. It's about
Your vision should
what
be
is
big.
coming with that more. How am I going to use that more? That's why sometimes we need to give respect to like Vena Frank, Vena Oas, and them. These guys doing Zambia's Magic projects, because it's like there's some funds that come, but they manage all that. So if, for example, the names that I've mentioned, they go to these banks to ask for funding for a project. So they have a track record of managing big amount of money. It's easy for people like Venasoni Zulu to sit with them and discuss. So these guys, the bankers or whatever it is, they're going to look at, okay, there's already a track record of these guys managing big budgets. But if, as Lee, I know I can do a film with 2 kwacha, so I'm going to the bank, so I have to make it 5 kwacha. So they will look at me, okay, this guy is funny. Where are you from? What is it that you've done? Now they'll start asking me a lot of questions. What can you do in 5 kwacha? This comes now with when you are trying to pitch, when they ask you to do budget breakdown. Like, okay, can you break down how this amount of money can cater for your production? Now it's because they want to understand if whatever that you are planning, if they want to give you 50 million, are you able to manage that money? How? Then when you do a breakdown, they understand, oh, okay, no, he meant this. They know you can handle that. But if you just go there now because you attended this summit and they were talking about big numbers, you do your thingy, then you put a big number there, you go there, you get stuck on how you're going to use that money. So this is a sector that is neglected here in Zambia.
A sector that's yet to become an industry.
I've been looking at the budget allocation. You can cry.
That's very interesting, actually. Where do we go look at the allocations? You know, people are hiding.
No, do you
where
pay
is it
attention
like?
when they're doing that? No, national budgets and whatnot.
Is there somewhere like where it can be
Yes.
accessed for even the regular guy at home to look at?
I think
Where-
so.
where can it be
It's there. They always
educate,
publish. They always, after the Minister
Where?
of Finance, National Planning, or whatever,
So they publish.
when they talk about it, that document is published.
So where can it be found? Like, I just want for like the viewers, like someone right now wants to
I
say,
think
how
it
to
should
look
be
at-
on their websites and also on their pages, social
Like
media
for-
pages,
so
because
there's
that's where
finance.
I accessed some.
Finance.
I think I'll share with
So
you
people
one
can-
of the ones that
Facebook,
I shared. You saw it, huh?
Yeah.
I shared.
What's the website? So people, Ministry of Finance's website to go have a look at, because I'm hearing a lot of these people are thinking the budget is being hidden. No one has really seen.
Yeah, because we are not considered as a big sector that can actually, do great stuff. Because if today I was called into parliament to say, okay, can you defend the arts to have bigger allocation compared to sports? Because sports has 50+% of the budget, and we have, the last time we had about 6%. Now look at, and we're the last in that category.
So now that 6% is for the arts, not film per se, is it?
No, arts. Everything that is in arts. You see, like,
this is what I was talking about, fighting for specifics.
Thank you very much.
When you broaden
yes,
arts,
like
now what does that mean?
Yeah.
And then there's no one to question, say,
Exactly.
what's the allocation?
Because in arts,
Thank you.
There's too much things.
That's one thing that we should,
Music,
or as artists, this is something that we need to advocate for. Why? Because I've noticed, I think I've said this at some point. I even spoke to Madam Kapwepo by then when she was National Arts Council. Yeah, because I've seen like we are given wrong ministry. First it was tourism and arts. So tourism comes first, huh? But what brings tourism? But it's tourism and the arts. But today, even worse. Youth, sports, arts. Uko. Do we even exist as artists? Because if they were to create, if the other regime created Ministry of Religious Affairs and whatnot, okay, why can't they also, or the current government, or okay, why can't the government create just a ministry for us, specifically?
All it's going to take is one president to come and say on his first day in office, says, you know what, give these guys a whole. It's just going to take one guy.
At some point I got upset. I even posted on my social media thing. I was like, about the film funds. When I said, okay, all those that have opposed, all the ministers that have opposed,
Stay on your side.
Please stay away from cameras. Let's see how you're going to do your campaign, because they rush to us. And this is when, okay, we are singing songs.
Yeah.
Okay?
Which is what?
Songs are coming from where?
Okay.
From tourism, from sports.
So now, that 6%, okay, me, I'm still there. When it comes to film, where does it go? Who gets that money?
There's no one who can put that number. It's just a very vague. That's why I was against the art fund. It sounds great, but there's no accountability. Because we are not here.
I agree with you when you say, when we talk about arts fund. Okay, who is this art?
Yes.
You see what I mean? Because it's the same thing that I was talking about, NAMA, media arts. So they stand for who? You see what I mean?
Everybody.
So it goes back to the same. If you say arts fund, who are there in the arts?
Let's talk about more about numbers. I think you said something very interesting about the difference between having numbers and the influence. At what point do these two actually meet? Because there's people with numbers. Let's say me, I've got 1 million followers, but whenever I post something, and then there's actual people with influence when they post something there, like they actually can sell a product. When it comes to filmmaking, how do you work on that?
I'll answer it in this way. Currently, these platforms, Netflix and them, if you are pitching in, and you are pitching, they'll ask, who is your main character? Who's give us the handles and whatnot.
We don't have stars in Zambia.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Eh? So they start asking these questions. How big are they? I've personally, they've asked me before to say, okay, who are you casting? Okay, there's this guy. this is
This is
like
bio,
the number,
yes.
the numbers and whatnot. Then they'll talk about the region, demography. That's why now, trust me, you're going to
People
say
will flank,
we
yeah.
don't have
Yes.
that picture or that face.
That thing.
We can actually sell, like we can sell with.
It's
We
a
don't have
business
here in
for them. It's a
Zambia.
business. I don't even blame them. They want to maximize.
Because like they were, okay, they will just go.
Yeah, zero.
Okay, so what's the demography? Like, okay, these numbers. Then they will go on those their handles. They will look at. They will just find like, but if then they'll be like, okay, so what's the demography? Okay, who are these people? Because for them, they are looking at the global appeal. They want, for example, you get these Nigerian actors that we know. When you go, oh no, I'm going to have this person, already Nigeria itself on its own,
Has been taken, all of it.
it's a plus.
Just-
Because they know
they're
when you
winning
just
by
feature
number.
somebody who's big in Nigeria,
Yes.
you are good with numbers.
Yep.
Obviously, this person is known in other countries. But if you pick one from Zambia, they have to ask you where is Zambia, then the problem comes in.
So, in short, as a country, we failed to represent.
I really felt, I just told them, say, okay, can you see me? Because you contacted me. So can you see me? Let me just do the work. You see what I mean? So we need just to prove a point as filmmakers. We know we have a bad image out there, but that's one thing that we need to work on as filmmakers. Let's just perfect our craft, tell good stories, good performance. We are going to sell.
Definitely. I mean, it's been a very lovely conversation. I feel like we've we've got into the depths. We've exhausted. We've chatted. It's been lovely having you here, man.
Pleasure's all mine.
The Frame by Frame Uncut Podcast. You know, catch us again on the next episode. From myself, Besta, and Lee. Next
In fact,
time.
the international filmmaker. This one.
Peace.
Yeah. Thank you.